Hi guys, you just caught me taking a little break and enjoying a drop of beer. I just took a little time out and popped out here to have a look at the garden and in the greenhouse. And we have had some rain. Not an awful lot, but we had some overnight. The ground was wet this morning, although the water butt on my right here is still only about so full. Very, very low. It wasn't a downpour, just a steady bit of drizzle overnight, but it was enough to give the plants a drink, which is a good thing. So I noticed everything this morning was stood up, looking perky, looking upright, holding its own, which is really, really good. I was just in here, and you know what it's like, guys. You come out to have a little look and you end up doing something. So I've actually been sowing a few things in here and fiddling around with a few things out on the plot. So I think what I'll do, I'll just quickly lift you off of there and show you what I've done in here. Well, I hope you can see okay, guys. It gets a bit crowded in here sometimes with all of you and me getting in this doorway. As I said, I popped out with my beer and had a wander, and I'd forgotten that Cheryl bought some flower seeds the other day. So what I've done is I've sown a tray of mixed marigold and also a tray of straw flowers. Cheryl likes to cut these and bring them into the house, put them in flower displays and things, but they do look rather good in the garden, and both of these are very good for attracting pollinating insects like the hoverflies and the bees and so on. If you remember, we planted that ginger root. Now, having read a little bit about growing ginger, the one thing that sprung to mind, or certainly kept cropping up, was when growing ginger, you have to be patient. I was looking on the packet, or the card that came wrapped around the packet, and it says here you plant it between February and May, and the harvest time is June. And I thought about that for a while. That means this is going to grow in a month. I don't think so. I'm assuming that this will not be ready for harvesting for a year or more. Hence, when they say you need a little patience. So, we planted that rhizome in this pot, if you remember, and I'm keeping it in the greenhouse. I'm going to keep it moist, but without soaking it too much. But looking at this and reading the information, I would say that this will not be growing any sense until next year, guys. That's an awful long time to wait for a bit of ginger. I think we'll be buying some from the shops to use in our cooking during the next season. Anyhow, that's the situation. So, thinking about it, reading the card, I realised that this is going to be probably a year before we get anything from there. And remember, I was planting out the garlic. I bought 3 garlic bulbs from a bargain supermarket in a packet, split them into their individual cloves and planted them out on the plot. And these say plant February to May, harvest in June. And I'm wondering if perhaps this garlic may not be ready until next year. Am I right or am I wrong? Perhaps somebody can enlighten me. I've never had an awful lot of success growing garlic. And I thought, well, we'll buy the proper bulbs, because I had tried growing some from home purchased or shop purchased garlic that was destined for use in the kitchen, and I split one of those into cloves and tried growing it, and I've harvested those and they're hanging up in my shed. But this says February to May, harvest in June. Again, I'm thinking, like the ginger, maybe this is a 1-year deal. Perhaps somebody can let me know. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's an expert on garlic growing that can tell me what to expect from these. Casablanca. 3 garlic bulbs, Allium sativum, Casablanca. When will these be ready to harvest? I will wait and see. I also planted some chilies, 1 per pot in this little set of pots here, in a little tray. And the last couple of days I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of those are starting to grow. I haven't got a lot of room for a lot of chilies, but a few plants, providing they have enough fruits on them. You call them fruits? I'm calling them fruits. If they've got enough chilies on there, you can harvest those, you can string them up in your kitchen, dry them, do a lot of things with those chilies. If we get a reasonable amount from these few plants, I will be happy with that. I haven't got a lot of room in here for lots of plants, as I said. I've got some swede in a tray, just over my left shoulder here, guys. The swede's coming on. I've multi-sown these as 3 or 4 per cell. So I'm thinking that as they mature, these plugs I will lift out, pop out on the ground somewhere, and hopefully they will grow side by side, force each other apart. We don't need huge swede, but if we get a few from these, again, I will be happy with that. So the swede coming on. I've got some spring cabbage and some broccoli in there. This is the Calabrese type broccoli, which is the green one. When we buy broccoli in the shops, we always say, buy some broccoli. It's the green head of broccoli. That is actually Calabrese. The purple sprouting broccoli is a different plant altogether. I am not growing that this year. I am just growing Calabrese, which is the green broccoli, or what we call broccoli. I'm just looking over the back here, guys. I've got my beans. Whoa. Now, we don't want to drop everything on the floor, but I nearly did. I could blame the beer for that, couldn't I? But I've got some beans coming on. They're in the toilet rolls. I've got 1, 2 there. 1 coming on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 come on there. Just looking in here. Yeah, they're doing okay. They're slowly getting there. I've got some more bean seed left, so I might sow some more just in case some of these don't come on. I'm going to have plenty of room for quite a few plants up the side of the shed alongside my path, like I did last year, guys. So I'll keep an eye on these, and if these ones do not pop through, I will be sowing some more. But I've got some to be going on with, so again, pleased with that. Oh, just stretching over there, pop those back. Got my first courgette come through. I've got some more. This was mustard. Didn't get used. It's gone a little bit yucky. Might sow some more. Mustard and cress, guys. Easily grown, and we've actually got a couple of trays in the kitchen which we're using at the moment. I really do need to sow some more. They grow very quickly. Great for the kids. Get the kids growing mustard and cress. And anything else for that matter. Get the kids involved, man. Grow some food. Guys, just a quick look in the greenhouse. I'll whiz you around, let you have a look on the plot before I go in and consider making some supper. Well, before I whiz you around and show you the plot, I just wanted to show you the maximum minimum thermometer in the greenhouse, because that's telling an interesting tale. I'm just looking across to my left now, it's in there. I'll whiz you around and let you have a look at that, because there's some interesting figures on there. Right, let's see if I can get you to see this, guys. Trying to get the angle right. It doesn't look so good on my screen. There we go, that's not too bad. The hottest it's been in the greenhouse in the last week is 34.4 Celsius. It's currently 14.6 Celsius, so it's a lot cooler today. But look at that bottom figure. In the last week, the coldest it's been in the greenhouse is 0.8 Celsius. Now, we have had some absolutely gorgeous weather. The days have been spectacular as far as spring is concerned. But the downside of that at this time of year is that the nighttime temperature can drop pretty cold. And if you've got tender plants exposed to those sorts of cold temperatures, you could lose those plants, or certainly you could lose quite a few of them. So that's quite a tale there, guys. It's such an extreme, from 0.8 overnight to 34.4 during the day. That is an immense difference, massive range in temperature. And these little plants that you're expecting to grow and mature in here are struggling to deal with that if you're not too careful, and they will give up. In the heat they can wither, in the cold they can wither. You need to try and keep it fairly ambient. I've clearly missed out on a few nights and allowed it to get cold. Now, for the benefit of my American viewers, I'm going to try and attempt now, one-handed, press that little conversion button. There we go, guys. Can you see that? I hope you can. There's lots of reflections here, so I'm not sure if that's focusing correctly. The hottest it's been is 93.9 Fahrenheit inside the greenhouse. It's currently 58. That's fairly comfortable. But it has dropped to 33.4 Fahrenheit at the coldest. Now, that's pretty scary for some of these tender plants. So just a word of warning, guys. Although the days are absolutely cracking and we're all enjoying the warm temperature, just sometimes the nighttime temperatures do dip a little too far, and if you're not careful, some of these plants will suffer as a result. Just a quick scan around the plot, guys. See if I can get you over here just to show you my broad beans. Look at those. Aren't they looking good? These are doing really well. I'm really pleased with these. All bar a couple, so that's not too bad. We're looking forward to a reasonable crop of those. Potatoes in this tub, plenty foliage coming through there. No sign of any parsnips yet, but we do have carrot, as you can see there. Plenty carrots growing. Something like 15 rows, I think, in here. 15 short rows of carrots. And just whizzing around the corner, you can see the salad bed here, all doing very well. I hope I'm not repeating too much by showing you all these, guys, but it's just a way of seeing the progress on the plot here. I've got little clumps of beetroot in here. I multi-sown those. There's about 4 or 5 per little clump there, and they will grow side by side quite happily. They do enjoy growing with their mates there, and they will push each other apart as they grow, and we just twist out the larger one from those clumps as and when we need them. The spinach has stood up. It's had a good watering with the rain and my sprinkler, by the way, which was quite successful. So they're all standing up, quite proud now, and indeed the peas behind there. And the last thing I wanted to show you was my shallots. Look at these, guys. These are looking fabulous now. Loads of leaves or stems or shoots whizzing up from these. They are looking lovely. and I'm hoping to get a good crop of shallots. Now I'm shading that one. I'll just get out of the run. I'll just pop around the corner like that. That's better. You can see a bit better now, guys. There we go. Look at those. I think they look smart. All stood up. And indeed the strawberries next to those. They're doing okay since I popped them in there. Well, thanks for popping in, guys. It's been nice seeing you again. You're always welcome. Don't forget, if you get the chance, hit that little button down there. Subscribe to my channel. I'm sure it's that side. Might be that side. Ah, it's got to be that side. I always get it wrong. I can never work it out, guys. Hit the button. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. Ring the bell. All those things. You know what it's about. Come and see us anytime. More than welcome. Any of yous. Keep in touch. And we'll see you soon. Whatever you're doing, you take care of yourselves. I just remembered I've left my beer in the greenhouse. So I'm going to have to retrieve that, guys. Grab my beer, go indoors. I'm going to see what I'm cooking for tea tonight. I fancy chili. Don't know about you guys. Chili con carne? Sounds good to me. You look after yourselves. Be happy. Be safe. See you soon. Bye now.